What is going on, everyone? My name is JX and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a State of the Battle Realm update. Finally, the updated map has been released from Kabam, man. Ever since I interviewed Kabam Gabe and he said that he updated it recently, I was like, dude, I cannot wait until it gets released. And, well, it just got released today, and man, this did not disappoint at all. There was a lot to break down, and obviously, I could be wrong on a lot of these. I could be right on a lot of things. We don't really know. Compared to the last map, I was right on almost every single one. It was actually insane. I pretty much only missed maybe like 4 characters if I didn't count my second pick, because I always have like a pick 1 and a pick 2, and I usually got pick, I think 14 out of like 17 times or something. I got pick A right. Pick B I got right 2 times. So altogether, I'm really spot on with a lot of these guesses. It's only because a lot of people get the misconception about this map, and it's because the map itself is the Contest of Champions connections through the contest lore. A lot of people don't understand that it's because certain characters are connected because of the lore of the contest and not just because of comic books. And you literally see Hulk Ragnarok connected to Killmonger. That doesn't happen. So it doesn't happen in the MCU. So that's obviously why there's a lot of connections people don't understand and they get confused about. And don't worry, I get confused too. You're gonna be on this journey with me, trying to break down the lore and understand why these characters are connected. And at least you get to understand my thought process on why I think these characters are who they are and where they fit, where they are. All right. So first off, there's gonna be a little bit of a difference between me actually bringing up. I have sometimes I have characters like Shuri. She's obviously appeared in the contest before, so I'll bring up actual evidence of her in the contest with evidence of Kabam saying they want her in the game, versus like someone like Chton Quicksilver, where it's like it's a guess, right? So there's gonna be a little bit of difference there, and obviously if you think I'm wrong, yeah, say it, please say it and let me know, because I really have a lot of different ideas for certain characters, and there might even be a third character I didn't even think of that you guys could totally say, hey, this character goes here. So yeah, so first off, I'm going to start in the top left corner. Sorry, I don't know why I said right. Left corner with Misty Knight. Misty Knight is a noob spot, and I think she fits there really well. She's a Heroes for Hire. She's a Defenders member. She obviously, works in New York City. She works really well for that spot. And the Defenders is a weird team because just like the Inhumans, they kind of suck in the contest. Like they are pretty much the worst 2 teams in the contest because half of them are trash. So we had Daredevil buffed, Hell's Kitchen buffed. It was bittersweet. Jessica Jones still not playable. Luke Cage is he's fine actually. Howard got buffed, but Elektra, Daredevil Classic, both Iron Fists in the games are definitely not usable for most end game content or even mid game content in my opinion. But yeah, so that's what it is. And yeah, so moving on, we're gonna go to Sigil Witch. Sigil Witch was a weird character because she actually appeared in the game the same month WandaVision was supposed to appear on the Disney Plus, but it actually didn't. And so I assume she was supposed to be the Disney Plus character, so they kind of melted the all new, all different Marvel Scarlet Witch with the WandaVision. So she's a weird character because she's connected to Age of Ultron Vision, but they kind of haven't really reacted with each other in the contest, so I'm a little confused on that one. But maybe if she's connected to Quicksilver, Chton is who I chose, because Chton actually is a big part of Wanda's story, because the reason why she's so powerful is because of Chton. It's basically told us through all different Marvel that she's the ultimate vessel for Chton, and for Chton not to have his vessel, he messes with her and actually takes over Quicksilver's body. And if you know that I actually interviewed Kabam Gabe, he talked about Quicksilver is someone that they can actually do in the contest, but he's not going to be as fast as he would be as he, obviously as a speedster would. So I think having him with that mystic aspect of being Chton and also having the speedster abilities would be a beautiful way to blend 2 characters into one and help out a lot with Quicksilver being added to the game. If not, I think the High Evolutionary could go there. He's a big part of Wanda's origin story as well, and yeah, he'd be really cool. He's also a part of Rocket's MCU origin story, a couple other characters as well, with even I think it's Adam Warlock as well. So there's a lot of different connections, even one with Mr. Sinister. So yeah, he could work really well. High Evolutionary or Chton Quicksilver could work either way. To the right is Patriot. Now this is a guy who I've said I wanted to come to the contest for a long time, and the reason why I want him to come to the contest is because his shield has actually been teased all the way back like 5 years ago, man. You see his shield right next to Captain America World War II shield. It's literally right there, man, next to Klaw's claw. I know, right? Like, isn't this crazy? This was teased 5 years ago, and almost all these characters have either joined the game or have been teased in one aspect or another. Yeah, so I've wanted Patriot to come to the game for a while, and I think next year will be definitely one where we could have one because we have three. We have Bucky, Captain America Classic, and Captain America World War II, and to me that screams three different Captain Americas at one point in time. And the reason why I think this fourth one could be Captain America as well is because first off we have Falcon with his mystery synergy being a science champion, allegedly, because the way his synergies work, it's skill science, skill science, skill science, and then the mystery is one of those sciences missing. So I think Patriot could work really well. He could obviously have this new different shield, and he could kind of work well with the new Avengers. If we have a Wiccan and Hulkling coming out with the game, I think would work really well. And yeah, it's my choose. I don't think it's an MCU just because we don't have. There's literally like a blank spot. Like there's literally like an empty area where you could have had Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but there was no connection there. So I definitely think it's not an MCU connection. A lot of people are going to say it, but I don't think it is. But obviously I could be wrong. So we'll see and find out. All right. So next one is going to be Hulkling and Wiccan. Hulkling and Wiccan. Obviously, Wiccan I've been saying since day one of the year. I think it's just a perfect Mystic character to add to the game, help out with Wanda's story in the contest. And Hulkling, obviously having the romantic connection to Wiccan is an awesome way to obviously bring out. First off, you have he's a half breed, so he brings out both the Kree, the Kree and the Skrull empires together, so I think it would be really nice to have that with them as well. Obviously, new Avengers, and it just really helps out a lot. Like I think it's a perfect, it's a match made in heaven. I'd love to see. All right, next one is going to be a weird spot. You actually have all the way next to Overseer is like this bright red spot. Now this spot has been around since the last map, since day one of 2021, and I put Punisher there, and you're like, why the hell would you put Punisher there? And the reason why is because Punisher was actually supposed to be, he's never been on a State of the Battle Round map, and the reason why is because Kabam Gabe said there's a reason for it, and we'll reveal it soon. I even talked to Kabam Gabe with my previous interview on XN Interviews with XN, and he said I still won't reveal it until like probably 2022. So 2022 come around next year, and this map is teasing that. So I think he works on this because Maestro just got added to the map, is in the middle of MROC, which Mr. King, shout out to him, man, he actually called it, so I thought that was really cool. We actually, like, we're talking about it, he was like, what if that spot in MROC is like an actual character? I was like, huh, yeah, maybe that, like, we were talking about, we both thought that could definitely be Maestro, so yeah, he freaking called that, man, holy crap. All right, so yeah, I think that's Punisher because Kabam Gabe confirmed he has something to do with the death of Maestro. He didn't kill him, but he has something to do with it, and it'll be revealed in MROC, hence the big red spot, hence he's a contest character. He's also been data mined. He got data mined like 9 months ago, so in MROC, so that little interesting there. The next one is going to be two characters, which I am very, very confused on, and that is I put Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, this is a placeholder because I generally have no clue who this character could be. I thought Ironheart, but then I was like, why not connect it to Iron Man Infinity War and, you know, Homecoming, or have her next to Black Panther, but I just don't know what the spot could be. So I put Spider-Man No Way Home as a placeholder because I definitely think there's only like 2 or 3 MCU characters on this list, and I wanted this character to be MCU, so I put Spider-Man No Way Home, but this character is not connected to anyone else, and the reason why I put Spider-Man No Way Home is because actually Spider-Man Far From Home, aka Stealthy, was he was like a solo character mystery spot before he was revealed. So I think this could be something where this is a solo character that could work out. Also, maybe it could be Black Knight right here, and then you could have two Eternals. So you have 2 Eternals and then Black Knight. That could be an option too. So I'm a little just confused on the spot. Same with the one with the Illuminati and Doctor Strange. I put Enchantress MCU Sylvie because we have obviously Madness in the Multiverse, and obviously if you've watched Loki, you know she has something to do with that. All right, so I put her right there. I think an MCU event with her and maybe Valkyrie for Thor: Love and Thunder would be really cool. Or obviously just have a Madness in the Multiverse event and have Enchantress with Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, I literally think that could work really well for the contest. Let me know what you guys think, because I think these spots are weird. My brother was saying like maybe Clea from Doctor Strange comics, but I think I want to go more the MCU route because a lot of these spots don't look MCU. And that's just a lot because we don't actually have MCU versions of every character, so sometimes they're placeholder characters for the classic variants. So we will see. All right, yeah. So next way, I said the Eternals. Kabam. on many occasions has said they have access to the design concepts of the 2021 and 2022 Marvel properties, Marvel Studios properties. So yeah, they definitely have access to the Eternals suit. We just saw the Eternals trailer. Icarus, as I said, I knew he was going to be the leader of the Eternals. He's going to be the main character of the movie. It also looks like Cersei's going to be, because she's going to have that human aspect. And Black Knight, obviously, we didn't see much of any of him, but I definitely think he's a cool character and has very much similarities to Guillotine. So those are still my 2 picks. But if you want to learn more about the Eternals, I actually have like a little picture from a Twitter that I found, so you can kind of see what other powers each of them can have. And we'll obviously watch the movie in November and figure it out. All right, moving on, we're going to go to the bottom left, which is Betsy Braddock connected to a solo character. And I'm going to say Captain Britain is my number 1 spot. My number 2 spot is Fantomex. But after I talked to Kabam Gabe, he said the reason why he never joined the game when Iceman did, because he got replaced by Iceman, is because of a licensing problem. Whether that was with Future Fight, I don't, probably. So, yeah, I don't know if he can still join the game. So Captain Britain's my number 1 pick. And obviously, Captain Britain would also work great for MROC as well. So, yeah, little cool stuff. Someone said Quanon, which is the actual... you have, like, Betsy is obviously British, and then you have Quanon, which is the Asian Psylocke. And obviously, they switch bodies, like, a lot. It's very confusing. So that's why, Psylocke is Asian in some media, and then she's also a British person in another. So you have that do 2 things. I don't think we could have a second Psylocke, but Captain Britain would be cool. We could do just regular Betsy Braddock as Captain Britain, since she is that in the comics right now. But let me know. All right, so next we're gonna go on is Kitty Pryde and Nimrod, saved from the previous map, and they even got leaked, just like I knew they would be confirmed if they are. I'd be really weird if they weren't. I'd be like, wow, like that'd be a really curveball. But yeah, I still think they're Kitty Pryde and Nimrod. But also, what's crazy is that there's another connection to Sentinel, and that's gotta be Omega Sentinel. I mean, like, realistically, the winners of the 2020 Summoner's Choice said 1 character would be added in 2021. That's all it said. The winner would be added in 2021. It didn't say about the losers. It just said that 1 character would be added in 2021. So that definitely leaves room for the runner-up to join the game the next year. So that's who I choose as Omega Sentinel. Almost everyone's gonna say this, so I'm just gonna. I was gonna say it from the beginning. I was like, Omega Sentinel could definitely join the game the next year after Hercules. All right, the next 2 is I pick Mystique and Pyro. And the reason why is, first off, Mystique's actually been teased and talked about multiple times, and even I talked to Kabam Gabe about her, and he said shapeshifting is still, we're not able to do it. So maybe they took a break from doing shapeshifting and they're gonna try it again, because they just got an update. I'm sure they've just got an update in the past year, because we got Quicksilver saying that he can be added to the game. So maybe Mystique can finally be added to the game. Also, Pyro would be just a really cool... Obviously, Mystique and Pyro are both Brotherhood members. We still have Blob. We still have a couple other characters. Even Polaris would be cool as well. But I think Pyro having an insane fire character would be perfect, because we haven't really had one fire-oriented character since Human Torch. So Pyro would be really cool, controlling fire. I think it'd be dope. Blob would be another one that he could, obviously be a tank, really. I mean, that's really what he is. And then Mystique, obviously, being a replacement for someone else, I have no clue. The Brotherhood isn't that vast. Like, you do have Avalanche, but we have Quake. So we have a lot of characters in the Brotherhood that are already mechanics in the game. And we have Toad, too, but who would want Toad in the contest? I'm sorry, but who? But yeah, anyways, moving on, we're going to go to the top, and that's going to be Shuri. Now, Shuri is, like I said, she's a character that's been in the contest before. She was in the contest multiple times. And yeah, it's freaking crazy. I would love to see her add to the game. She actually disappeared, and I want to see her add to the game again. And what's crazy about Shuri is that we had Jabari Panther join the game, and people were raging about why Shuri isn't actually added to the game. And guess what Kabam Gabe had to say about that? This is what he had to say. He said that Shuri would be a good option for another event in response to someone asking about Jabari Panther being chosen over Shuri. So yeah, he said she would be a great option for another event. Well, guess what? We're going to have another event next year. And I think even Kabam Gabe said, like, the beginning of 2020 that we'd have 2 Black Panthers joining the game. We only had Jabari Panther join the game. So having Shuri join the game would be really cool. You also have Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, joining the game, joining the MCU with the second film. So yeah, I mean, like, it's literally really cool that we could have the MCU crossover once again. All right, so moving on, we have Valkyrie. Valkyrie, is another character that she's been in the contest before. I honestly, I'd probably say on 2 occasions too. And Val, first off, guess what? Recently, she was in Mangog art. Look in the top left. So you kind of see in the top left art by Charles Genshi. So he made that art for the contest, and he put her in the top left. And on top of that, so sorry about that, is she literally was in the Korg motion comic. So yeah, he recruited her to join his revolution. So that's like, that is two forms of media from the contest that she's been in. So yeah, and on top of that, man, on top of that, Gabe said this. He says in 2019, yes, there is plans to add a new Thor and Valkyrie. So he confirms there was new plans to add Thor and Valkyrie. And guess what? That was 2019, which means after Ragnarok. So yeah, there has not been a new Thor added to the game, and there has not been a Valkyrie added to the game. So, you know, even though, and there are things where he said, like, there are things where other characters have been confirmed to come to the game. Like Gabe said that he was working on a Brazilian original champion, and he said he's just not going to add her to the game. So, you know, maybe she's not added to the game. So maybe Beta Ray Bill could work here well. Beta Ray Bill has been teased in a couple other times as well. His hammer literally appearing in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 motion comic. Even the hammer I just showed with Patriot, that looks similar but not the same. But yeah, man, the Beta Ray Bill would be really cool as well. So yeah. All right, so behind my camera is the same thing as last. It's Knull and Anti-Venom. Still my guesses. If it's not Anti-Venom, it's Gorr. But we have that synergy in the game with Mr. Negative and Venom. I don't know. It works really well. So I'm gonna say it. Also, with Knull connected to Platinum Pool. I've said this before, but I really think that Platinum Pool just has a really rare symbiote, like a never before seen Platinum Pool symbiote, and that's why he's Platinum Pool. It's because he has a symbiote, and this would work really well because in the comics, when Deadpool gets a symbiote, it takes over his suit and makes it black and white. And that's like it's one of the first Venom pools. It's not the first Venom pool, but it's the second iteration of Venom pool. The same time he joined the Contest of Champions is where he made his suit black and white. So having a rare symbiote before, we've seen like a white symbiote before, and it makes it like this metallic white from Flash Thompson. So it's definitely something we could see, and that would explain it so much because Platinum Pool in the contest doesn't really have a story compared to Gold Pool, who was literally magically turned into Gold Pool, where he fell into a cauldron of gold, melted gold that was that was using magic. So that's like a story and explanation why we have Gold Pool in the contest. But Platinum Pool, he was just a trophy champ, and he showed up. We had the Krakoa thing, and then boom, he was gone. So yeah, he's a rare character, and I think it fit his whole story. It's like, hey, I found a rare symbiote, like a Pokemon, right? I found this rare shiny symbiote. So I think that would be really cool and fit his character quite well, and explain the Knull, because Knull is connected. He's a symbiote god. He controls all symbiotes across the battle realm. And guess who's been leading the battle realm symbiotes? It's actually been Symbiote Supreme. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to the symbiotes. I think Knull has been, for me, confirmed, and I cannot wait to see it happen. All right, so next is going to be the 3 Spider-Man villains. This is going to be Sandman, Lizard, and Kraven. These guys are these literally could be any 3 villains. I've seen a lot of different takes. I've seen Black Cat connected to Kingpin. That's a great pick. I've seen Hobgoblin. I've seen a lot of stuff, right? But the reason I chose these 3 specifically is, first off, when I interviewed Kabam Gabe, he confirmed Sandman was done, built. He was built. So that's really cool. So I'm gonna 100% put him on one of these 3. Now, the other thing about the other 3 is that Lizard was said by Kabam Gabe. He said the Lizards had been considered a few times before, along with Scorpion, Kraven, and my favorite classic villain, the Jackal. I'm pretty sure Lizard will be making his way into the game sooner than later. So that just to me screams Sandman and the Lizard. Now, what I'm not too confirmed on is Kraven. Now, Kraven has been teased before. He was actually last teased in Phantasmagoria event, the Far From Home event. So that happened, but nothing really happened because of it. So Kraven not being Kraven, it could be Black Cat. She's been teased before whenever whenever Tiger joined the game, Ronan was like, "You're no Felicia." So we've had teases to Black Cat as well. So Kraven, Black Cat. Obviously, you know, we have other Spider villains as well. Could work really well. Kingpin's a mafia boss. Hammerhead could work right there. So we have so many Spider-Verse villains that could work right there. And yeah, I think that's like really perfect. So those are just my spots. Those two, Sandman and Lizard, and then the third one, I'm a little on the fence about. It could really be any Spider-Verse villain connected to Kingpin. So yeah. All right. Anyways, moving on to the bottom right is Galactus and Herald King Thor. What I really like about Galactus is obviously he's been confirmed just from paying attention to the story of the game. But the new Herald, but not a Herald, apparently is what Kabam Gabe told me, is he said he's not technically a Herald. Is Herald King Thor actually fits that quite well, because he's called Herald Thor because he becomes a Herald of Galactus. But really fastly, he stops being a herald and actually kind of reverses it and takes all the power of Galactus for himself and then destroys Galactus. I mean, does that sound like a herald to you? Because that does not sound like a herald to me. And on top of that, right now in the comics, he has the full force of the Thor force, because it's not the Odin force anymore, it's the Thor force, and he has to defeat a really powerful Thanos. So he is no longer Herald Thor. I'm gonna call him Herald King Thor, because this dude is getting up there to ruin King Thor and future Thor, man. It's really exciting to see. All right, the next ones are gonna be the MROC characters. Now, those are just my guesses. There's not really much to say. I think a Symbiote house is coming. I think a Captain Marvel house is coming. We now know King Groot is going to be a new King Groot house is finally being added to the game, and now obviously a Shogun Logan house is coming to the game. So 2 new playable MROC characters. I'm really happy to see. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm actually excited to see, and we're gonna have playable Groots and playable Wolverines in the Marvel Realm Champions. So I'm excited for that. But other than that, I think Pirate, Deadpool, and Vision totally confirmed. So yeah. All right. Anyways, guys, I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's a very, very long video, but you know, these are the way my brain works, and this is the way I map everything out and use the lore of the contest. I've been paying attention for years now, so it's just really awesome. All right, everyone, I hope you guys have an awesome night and the rest of your day. I will see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone. Goodbye.